Zeke, because we're talking about.
I'm just saying.
Thank you for that nugget. I appreciate that. That starts to make my case even stronger. Appreciate that very much. This is why Dak Prescott had a little better. I'm not going to go he had a way better year because he didn't have a way better. He just had a little better. He didn't have a better. Let me explain this to you. Okay, let's start with what you always start with me on. You always discount Dak Prescott. You say he's a product of Ezekiel Elliott, right? And yet, Russell Wilson benefited from the #1 rushing attack in all of pro football. Am I right about that? Seattle led the whole National Football League in rushing. And as a team, back to your point about Zeke, the Dallas Cowboys finished 10th in rushing as a team. So #1 to #10. So wouldn't that be a big advantage for Russell Wilson over Dak? No. You start with that premise right there. Well, so you're going to benefit greatly because everything you do when you throw the football has opened wide open because you can run it the way nobody can run it in the whole NFL. Am I right? Because I'm just using what you taught me.
Because Russell Wilson can run it 25 times better than what Dak Prescott can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting stat, Jenny. So help me out with this. I'll just throw this out. I was going to save it for my denouement conclusion, but I'll just throw this out.
Throw it out.
Dak Prescott rushed for 6 touchdowns. That means he scored 6 with his legs. Guess how many Russell scored with his legs? How about a big goose egg? 0 for Russell Wilson. So Dak had 6 touchdowns running the football. So let's add those on to his total of touchdown passes, right?
Do that.
Okay, so now, obviously, for the first 8 games this year, Dak was really up against it. And you agreed with this because not only did he not have a #1 receiver to target, I'm not even sure he had a #2. And the great Shannon Sharp would always reinforce that same point. You always said, I don't know if they even have a #2 out there. And furthermore, they clearly don't have any obvious tight end target.
Yes,
so there's no.
They got Shannon Jarwin.
Okay, well, that's.
They got Shannon Jarwin.
That just happened in the very last regular season game, right? Didn't they just play the last regular season game? I'm talking about the first 8 games. He had nobody to throw to, right? Yeah. And the whole year, guess what? Russell Wilson had 2 #1s to throw to.
Really?
He had Tyler Lockett and Doug Baldwin. You don't think those are #1s? I'll take them any day of the week.
Of course you would.
Because those are tough, get open. Tyler Lockett can get open on anybody. He had 10 touchdowns himself.
Nobody looks at, everybody has to be, somebody has to be the #1 receiver. But I don't think anybody looks at Doug Baldwin, looks at Tyler Lockett and says they're #1s in the sense of Julio, AB,
no, but they're up there. They're really good.
But you should. So Dak should be disqualified because you said the first 8 games he wasn't very good because he had no one throw to.
He had nobody.
Okay, so that should disqualify him.
Disqualify? No, because now we get to the last 8 games and now we really qualify him. We in fact overqualify him over Russell Wilson because once Amari joins and you have 1 target, you just have 1 #1 receiver. All of a sudden, over the last 8 games, Dak Prescott throws for the 4th most yards in the whole National Football League. This is over the last 8 games of the year. And obviously, they go 7-1 over that stretch. And he had the 3rd highest completions of that stretch over those last 8 games. He had the 3rd highest completion percentage. Well, those 3 numbers alone should qualify him as a top 5 performer over the last 8 games of the year.
But unfortunately, the season is 16 games, not just 8.
I'm going to weight these far more heavily. I'm going to value those last 8 games because he finally actually had a target to throw to. And he took them on a run from 3-5 all the way to 10-6.
Do you remember what Seattle started?
Sensational.
Do you remember what Seattle started?
Was before then, they were 0-3?
Okay,
but then, but that 3-5, that's deep in the season. You're dead in the water. That's after that Tennessee debacle.
How many times? There's only a handful of teams that come back. The Houston Texans did it this year. They were 0-3, come back, won the division. It doesn't happen very often, Skip Bayless.
So what am I supposed to do with these numbers? Dak Prescott averaged 243 yards passing a game.
Yes.
Russell Wilson averaged only 216 yards passing a game.
Yes.
That's not that good.
Right.
What do you always throw at me about Dak Prescott? That 200-yard line. He can't even throw for 200 yards, right?
He couldn't.
So help me out with this. 7 times this year, Russell Wilson threw for under 200 yards. Only 5 times Dak threw for under 200 yards. So wouldn't that be? Why? Wouldn't that advantage Dak?
No.
Yeah, I think it's advantage.
What about the touchdown? What about the touchdown, boss?
It's my turn. I think I'm making my case right now.
Go ahead.
So Dak Prescott actually threw for 455 in one game against the arch rival, the defending Super Bowl champ.
How many INTs?
You know what? It's my turn, I think, and
my
you're
bad.
interrupting me again.
I'm
so that's
sorry.
455 yards against the defending Super Bowl champ Philadelphia Eagles. Then he also threw for 387. Is that better than 200? I think it is. So 455, 387.
You make it seem like he threw for 200 yards every game. Stop it.
Russell Wilson threw for 300 plus one time, and it was only 339. So Dak had 2 games much higher than Russell Wilson's best game. That's interesting.
Okay.
So let's just do the wins. So in Russell Wilson's 10 wins, he had 20 touchdowns to 3 interceptions.
Yes.
In Dak's 10 wins, he had 17 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions.
Okay.
20 to 3 to 17 to 2. Well, I'd say that's pretty even, right?
No.
Then you throw the 6 rushing touchdowns on top of that to 0 for your guy.
Whoa. Hold on. Did he have those 6? So, you see what you did there, Skip Bayless?
I didn't do anything.
Okay, well, help me out.
So let's do average distance of touchdown pass. Dak's average touchdown pass covered 27 yards. Russell's covered only 18, 27 to 18.
Skip.
So all those 35, they're coming from shorter distances because 1/3 of those 35 came from under 10 yards. He is dinking and dunking touchdown passes. I don't know. I mean, God bless you if you can do it, but... You can do it by land or by sea. Which do you do it? And they chose to go by sea.
You know
right?
what, Skip? This is what you done me. I mean, when I came on the show, I think September 6th, it is 2016 was our first time. And Skip told me, he said, well, Shannon, I didn't play the game. And I didn't break film down like you did, but I'm an eye test guy. He said, my eyes, he said, I've covered this game long enough and I'm an eye test guy. If you got decent eyesight, there's not one person, not even a Cowboy fan, that will tell you Dak Prescott had a better...
How do you know that?
Because I know.
You don't know that.
Even
no Cowboy fan, no respectable Cowboy fan follows you on Twitter.
They should.
I know that.
Because they want the truth.
They want the truth?
Because even the most irrational Cowboy fans, and that's 90% of them, knows that Russell Wilson had a better season. Okay, Look, Skip.
Wait, what is the question here? Who's the better quarterback? If we're just doing who's the better overall quarterback, I'll give you Russell Wilson. Because he actually won a Super Bowl. I give you that.
Okay, Skip.
Right?
Okay.
Can't deny that.
But we're talking about who had the better season this year. Dak did. Dak was the driving force of a team that turned it around. Once you gave him one receiver, he turned it around. And I tried to tell you yesterday, I didn't think Zeke's year this year was that great. I thought it would be much better than it was. Okay? He led the league because no single back gets to carry it as much as
was Dallas in rebuild?
I don't know. Felt like it to me.
No. I'm talking about what it felt like. That's the eczema you got. You need to rub some cream on that. You wouldn't feel that anymore. Were the Dallas Cowboys in a rebuild? No. Okay. They played 16 games, Skip Bayless. You good with math. They played 16 NFL. Hold on, let me finish.
What, do you know how young the Dallas defense is? It's just like a bunch of babies. Like they're all just growing up right before your very eyes.
Have you seen...
Is that rebuilding? I'd say that.
Have you seen the Seattle defense?
Yeah, I have. A lot.
Young.
Bobby Wagner's really young.
Yeah.
KJ Choi, he's what, first year? Is he second year player? I forget.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You make it seem... What about Irving? What about Crawford? Are they first-year guys? Byron Jones.
Who did the most damage to the Dallas Cowboys in Week 3? That Earl Thomas guy? How long has he been in the league?
How long has he been out this season? But anyway, Skip, they played 16 NFL games. In 10 of those games, Dak Prescott threw 1 or 0 touchdowns. In 10 of the 16 games. What am I supposed to do with that?
Well, they're scoring different ways.
Oh!
Zeke, let him score. Or maybe Dak just runs the ball in. He did that a bunch of times. He did it 6 times. To your guys, none.
You told me if a quarterback could throw it, because when I told you, I said, well, Skip, this is why I give Aaron Rodgers the grade or a little better grade than I give Tom Brady, because of his legs. You tell me he don't need no legs. Tom Brady uses his arm, so he doesn't need to be able to run the ball.
Okay. All right. So what's your point?
Russell Wilson doesn't need to use his legs.
So we have Tom Brady way up here, and then we have Aaron Rodgers here. And then we have Russell Wilson here, and then we have Dak Prescott.
Okay, we got Russell Wilson here, and then we got Dak Prescott here.
No, we do not.
Yeah, we do.
Stop it, Skip.
Yeah, we do.
I'm sorry.
Skip, stop it.
This is haunting you because you cannot swallow the fact that you've been wrong about Dak Prescott.
No,
it just boils down to that.
I'm not wrong.
You basically called him a bust.
No, I did not call him a bust.
Yes, you
and
have.
Russell Wilson should have made the Pro Bowl. You and I both agreed. Should Dak Prescott have made the Pro Bowl? Yes or no?
No, he's just more valuable to his team. He had a better year than Russell had.
No, he did.
Yeah,
you know what?
did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Let's let this one be
2019, I think you, after all these years, Skip, you hadn't had a drink. And in 2019, you started off with a drink.
No, I didn't.
Because you must be drunk. You talk about Dak Prescott had a better year than Russ.
He just did. I just outlined it for
No,
you.
you didn't.
And you just can't take it.
Pro Football Focus didn't say that. And now you told me to put all my stock in Pro Football Focus yesterday. That's why I listen to you, Skip. I listen to you. Every time you say something, I say, hey, Skip said this. When people ask, I say, well, Skip said
Yesterday, you called it pro football foolishness.
But I went home. I had to change. I told you I was talking on my way home. I was talking to myself. I said, Shannon, yes.
You
should listen to Skip.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yep.
Driving home. I'm driving home. Shannon, you should listen to Skip. You know what? You're right. That's what I said to myself.
That inner conscience?
You're going to see the light on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's that train.
That's going to be my motto this year.
That's that Seattle train
light,
over you.
See the light on Saturday night.